So the first instructional strategy that I wanted to talk about, which is something that Guy mentions in his chapter, is what he calls situated meaning, which is just information or vocabulary that is learned not in a traditional kind of dictionary way, but in a context or in a situation that requires that learning to happen. Okay, so terms are given just in time, or information is given just in time in the game when the player needs that information, and that's how they learn it. Okay. Um, excuse me. So I have two examples that I wanted to discuss in the concept of situated meaning. So one of the games that we had to play for this assignment was Go Fish. Now, it's been a really long time since I've played Go Fish, so I couldn't remember what the rules were. So I opened the site, and I actually completely missed the instructions on how to play the game. I actually asked my wife if she remembered how to play it, but she was working, so I figured out I'm gonna have to figure this out on my own. So when I saw this game, I intuitively saw that there was a little bit of explanation there that you can see on the yellow square here. So it says, if you have any sixes, click on them and give to Mike. If not, press Go Fish. So in this case, I would press Go Fish because I don't have any sixes. So Mike has to go. And then same thing here. I telling Bill to go fish. Lisa asks Mike for a 10. He tells her to go fish, and on it goes. Okay, so it tells me who I want to ask, and I can ask them for anything I want. Okay, so I asked Mike if he has a 3. He tells me to go fish. So I go fish. So anyways, it's telling me what information I need to just complete one step at a time. I don't have to read all the rules at once in order to figure out how the game works. I learned in a situated or in a context, in a situation or in a context, which makes the learning more meaningful, and I actually learn it in a deeper way. I now remember how to play Go Fish because of this game. One time that I experienced this earlier in this year with my biology students in the high school where I teach was with this game here. This is called the Cell Explorer for animal cells. It's getting the game started here as I explain what's happening. And basically, I discovered this game and I had my biology students play this in order to learn the functions of the different organelles of the cells. So basically, this spaceship has to shoot each organelle in order to learn its function, okay? Which is kind of a contrived way of learning this, but it's still a little bit fun. Now, two things that my students really learned really well in this game was what the lysosome does. If you notice, the lysosome is following the spaceship right now. And there's some sound that goes along with it too, which makes it more exciting and enhances the experience. But the lysosome is kind of the cleaner of the cell. A lot of immune cells use the lysosome to eat viruses or bacteria or things like that. So students learned very quickly that they had to flee the lysosome because the lysosome wants to eat them, and they have to complete the task before they get eaten. So they learned the function of the lysosome really well because the context required them, and it doesn't feel contrived. Another thing that they learned really well is that they need ATP for fuel. Okay, so if you notice on the bottom here, it says ATP energy meter. Okay, collect ATP to keep your ship running. And then if they go a long time without ATP, it will actually flash red and eventually they'll stop. Now this is telling me to shoot things, and I can shoot it and it will tell me what it does, and I can answer questions about the mitochondria and so forth. And you can see here it's very it gives them consistent feedback. But the thing that I noticed about this game is that the students learn about ATP and the lysosome very naturally. It wasn't contrived. It was just something that the situation required them to learn. So this is one definitely powerful way that games can augment instructional strategies, in this case of the situated meaning, and really just make learning more powerful.